Hello everyone, welcome to the Tavern of Eternal Chaos and Shenanigans. I am the proprietor and host, Dave MC. Grab a drink, pull up a chair, and listen to another tale from the Tavern. So I played a new train sim, one that absolutely hooked my childhood nostalgia. I am talking, of course, about Thomas, Wonders of Sodor. A train driving simulator where you join Thomas, Percy, Gordon, Emily and Diesel to explore iconic landmarks across an accurate map of Reverend Wilbert Awdry's island of Sodor. At Sir Topham Hatt's invitation, you carry passengers in Annie and Clarabelle along Thomas's branch line, hurry express passengers over Gordon's Hill, and transport freight with the troublesome trucks. Wonders of Sodor tells both classic and original tales inspired by the Railway series, books and TV shows. Now told for the first time in an interactive first-person perspective, the first ever faithful recreation of Sodor in a game. I love this game. It combines two of my favourite things, the joy of playing a train simulator, and I've played train simulators like Trains and Train Simulator before, and my childhood nostalgia for Thomas the Tank Engine. Put those together and we've got ourselves a winner. So far on the railway, we have the North Western Railway, running from Knapford to Vickerstown, and Thomas's branch line to Farquhar. They even have Farquhar Quarry if you feel like running a goods train. I think this game definitely has promise, feeding into that childhood nostalgia for fans of Wilbert Awdry's wonderful world of the Railway series and people who love driving simulators. So far, the game has a total of 6 characters, if you include the DLC of course. Each character has their own stories and unique challenges. And while I was streaming the game on the gaming channel, I got thinking about what characters I would like to see if Dovetail continues to create content for Wonders of Sodor. I do have some ideas about which characters could work in the game, fitting both the driving sim side and having fun story potential. So these are just a few ideas. Feel free to agree or disagree. Let me know your thoughts. With that being said, I've got 6 ideas for who could potentially make an appearance in the game, and what stories they could have. The narrow gauge engines. This is probably already planned, as the narrow gauge tracks are already in the game, but I would be remiss if I did not mention it. At Crovan's Gate, we can already see the connection between the North Western Railway and the Skarloey Railway, so we could be getting characters like Peter Sam, Sir Handel, Skarloey, the locomotive named after the railway, Rusty, the only diesel, and the best narrow gauge engine of all, Smudger. No, I'm kidding, it's Duncan. This opens up so many opportunities for stories and challenges on a different scale. Excuse the pun. For example, Skarloey's weak springs giving out and leaving him crooked, but still pushing on to get his passengers home. Or Peter Sam losing his funnel when having it replaced with a makeshift chimney. If I have one thing to say though, whether it's a DLC or an update, Dovetail, bring Juke into the game. It's been a long time since we've seen him. He briefly appeared in the model series, but then vanished in the CGI area. Area? What's an area? Blooper reel. So, Dovetail, if somehow you see this, bring my boy Juke back. To not have him there, well,
that would never suit his grace.
Henry. Henry is a large green tender engine, the North Western Railway's number 3. Before his rebuild, Henry was a bit of a mess design-wise. He wasn't a strong steamer, and according to the law, he was basically a bad purchase by Sir Topham Hatt. After his crash during the Flying Kipper, however, he was rebuilt into a much stronger engine, based on an LMS Black 5. Henry would be a great addition to the game, taking over express duties from Gordon and James, even pulling freight across the island. For missions, you could have a version of the Flying Kipper. Not the crash, because, let's be honest, intentionally crashing him would be a bit much. But a timed delivery where you still have to respect the speed limits. Another idea for a story is his tunnel redemption. After being shut away for refusing to come out of the rain, he gets his chance to prove himself by pulling the express when Gordon and Edward cannot. Imagine reversing out the tunnel and saving the day. That would be such a great moment. That's why I think Henry would be a great addition to the game.
Oh, yes, said Henry.
Edward. Edward is a blue tender engine, the North Western Railway's number 2. He's one of the older engines, but he's got a big heart and always wants to be really useful. He's had some great moments, rescuing James, pushing Gordon up hills, even, at one point, racing Spencer. For gameplay, we could have James out of control with Edward coming to the rescue. Or Edward's exploit, where he damaged his side roads. Make the journey more challenging, forcing careful control to get the passengers home safely. Edward, like Henry before him, would be another great addition, showing that even the old engines can still keep up with the younger ones.
Edward's old, but he'll surprise us all.
Duck. Montague, better known as Duck, is a Great Western pannier tank engine and the North Western Railway's number 8. Now, I'll try to keep my bias out of this because pannier tanks are one of my favourites and Duck was my favourite character growing up.
That's rubbish! That's rubbish! You don't know what you're doing!
Silence!
That being said, Duck would genuinely add a lot to the game, especially with the potential of the Little Western Railway on the island. For stories, one idea could be his rivalry with Bulgy. Or, if you really wanted to, you could explore the rivalry as well with Diesel. Those two have a history together. But the standout idea for me is the slip coaches. Timing and uncoupling so coaches roll safely into the station without crashing into the train. I think that would add a really fun gameplay mechanic.
There are 2 ways of doing things, Duck told them. The Great Western way or the wrong way. I'm Great Western and don't we know it's Ray Rose?
Toby. Toby is a square brown tram engine, the North Western Railway's number 7. He's based on the GER tram engine, and his design comes from something Wilbert and Christopher Awdry once saw on holiday. Funny that Sir Topham Hatt also saw him when he was on holiday and brought him to the railway. Toby might be old, but he's wise, knowledgeable, and surprisingly brave. Like when he helps James after he crashes into some tar, which, honestly, James really has a rough time on the railway, doesn't he? Toby's missions could include shunting at Farquhar Quarry, but if I had to choose a story, it would be his introduction, when Sir Topham Hatt meets him on the tramway. It's a simple story, but it would work really well in game. Toby, mad respect to you, but I'm adding you to my list.
Wake up, Toby, they shouted, and listen to this. It's a letter from the stout gentleman.
Salty. Salty is a red diesel who works at Brendon Docks. He's based on a British Rail Class 7, and unlike some diesels, he's cheerful, friendly, and loves telling sea stories. His missions could involve shunting at the docks, interacting with Cranky the Crane, who absolutely does not have the patience for his stories, and introducing Brendon Docks as a playable area. You could even have a story from before when he arrives at the docks, where he's working in the quarry and trying to prove himself useful. Come on guys, let's show some love for our briny Brendon Buccaneer.
Ahoy there, Cranky, cried Salty. Where have you been, snapped Cranky. And a good day to you too, Captain.
And that's it. That is my list of potential characters who I would like to see in Thomas Wonders of Sodor. But before we close out, I'd like to give some honourable mentions, to characters that were in the back of my mind, but didn't really make the list this time. But here are some honourable mentions anyway. So, here we go. The honourable mentions for Wonders of Sodor. Daisy, running Thomas's branch line with the milk wagon. Spencer, opportunities to race with and against Gordon. Oliver, another little western engine, rescued from scrap and destroyer of trucks. Mavis, more quarry shunting challenges. Hero, a unique tender engine from Japan in the CGI era of Thomas. Boko, the large diesel for heavy freight and express work. And of course, Diesel 10, because I'm chaotic and I need an engine to match me. I could probably go on about which characters would be good for the game, but these are just my thoughts. So what do you think? Who would you like to see make an appearance in the game? Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this Tale of the Tavern. If you've liked it, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And now everybody, the fire fades as this tale has been told. See you next time, everyone.